Hey there, you me and DC fans, and welcome if you're new. I am the stepson of Krypton,
And I'm Mantis.
and today we are reacting to the final full-length trailer of the Superman movie. However, we're going to do things a little differently. We are just going to go ahead and jump right on into this trailer because I have been dying to see it. So has Mantis, and we waited so we could watch it here with you guys. So, Mantis, are you ready?
I am ready.
Then let's go.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah,
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
So she knows.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's a
might.
lot of
it's
fire,
it's a
but-
lot.
Why is this so shitty?
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Damn.
Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States will
representing
cause
anybody
Oh, shit.
except for me.
problems around the
And,
world.
and,
Or
and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Okay, so we saw those of the opening images.
Oh,
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
okay.
Oh, is that
Oh.
the engineer? Yeah.
Has to be.
Lex.
Choices,
Oh, don't get crypto.
your
Oh.
actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Old Paul Kent.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it.
Metamorpho's in there with him.
He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation.
So Lex gets in the fortress.
I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Wait. Who's that?
For sure, it was Martha, right? And we
You
can
have
end.
a dog?
Oh, nope.
That's Thor. That's
Right,
exactly.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch that again, guys, because it showed it fully buffered, but that was shit fucking quality. Not the trailer. Just it was just fucking glitching out. I don't know how it was on your screen, Mantis.
Yeah, it was jumpy, but I could see what was going on. Just
I don't know,
fine.
man. I felt like I missed as quick as the thing is. I felt like I missed a couple of little slides there because of how like it would just jump around. So don't worry, guys. When we play it back for you guys, you will see the nice full clean edition. Just when I said at the very beginning, I was like, that's kind of shitty. I was meaning the quality of the YouTube video. This is now to be
He
fair
said it!
to
He said
to
it.
be fair, there's a lot of people watching this right now too. So I'm sure some shit's being overtaxed, right? So
Yeah. You're not gonna like what I say here.
go ahead.
I thought it was meh.
You're right. I don't. And even if you just didn't like it, the word that he always chooses to say when he doesn't like things, I hate.
Yeah.
But I mean, I respect your opinion on it. But why didn't you? So we'll do a quick brief review / summary.
It didn't wow me. I guess I just expected a little bit something more explosive, some more build up, some more I don't know, pizzazz, I guess is what I would say. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. I it was very interesting because I know we talked previously a little bit, and we won't go too deep into this. We don't want to make this a long video. When we previously kind of discussed what the leaks were on the plot of this film about Superman or Clark and Lois just initially kicking it off in their relationship, and trying to navigate that. You got a full display of that right there. Of trying to, she's trying to be a reporter still. He's trying to be Superman. They both have clearly opposing. I won't even call it political viewpoints, but she's saying you killed a bunch of people. He's saying I'm trying to save people. You can't just enter a country. It's a sovereign nation. I'm trying to save people. The rules don't apply to me, right? And they're going at this against each other. But there's also this added layer of they're in this relationship because at the beginning of the interview there, the small interview, they were still kind of jovial and kind of giddy, and you kind of saw maybe some puppy love type stuff going on there. And then by the end of it, he was just screaming in her face almost. There's a part where he was just like, God, will you shut up? Like, it was, just quit nagging at me. It almost felt like that, right? That was interesting. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would have chosen to put it in the trailer. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, but then here's the other thing I will say to that, right? Is the one thing, and we have talked about it with other movies, is you don't want to blow your entire wad on the trailer, right?
oh,
And
for
then
sure.
people say, well, the best parts of the movie were the trailer, like, so it's like you show some things, you get a little more in depth. Because the other thing is, too, it also shows where his character's at when we think of the amount of years he's been Superman, right? Versus, say, like
Mhm.
Man of Steel, right?
Sure. Oh,
He's trying to do good and be the Man of Steel, and now all of these things, like all of the new way policy, and all of these different nations, how you have to be very, 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 very touchy when you're going into any other nation, or you
yeah.
could cause a nuclear war. Whereas, like, when you were in the Christopher Reeve era of Superman, and when it was in that, you didn't have those things, right?
Yeah, a lot of geopolitical ramifications to what
Yeah.
Superman does.
That
Yes.
was the more technical way of what I was just saying, but yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly what the words I was looking for. They just don't come to me when I need them to. So, like,
Words
yeah,
don't
like,
come out good and stuff.
that I don't say them too good.
Too good.
Like, um,
Blocked up in my mouth. I don't say it no good. So.
so I thought it was good. Yeah, I necessarily aren't blown away, because especially to a lot of the things we've seen in different shots here or there. Right now, we got to see a
Mhm.
little more with the fortress, with the engineer, and then Lex
Yeah.
in his suit. Right, or at least what we believe is Lex in his suit is what it looks like. So we're getting a little more tidbits. So maybe
Mhm.
that's why, is because there was actually only a few new kind of, I say a few. There was a decent amount, but like nothing like that just jumped out that we got to see for more than a couple of frames. Uh, but I thought it was good. I like the idea that and Man of Steel touched on it a little bit when he's saying, or actually, it was the senator from Kentucky that was saying, like, you have to consider the ramifications of his actions, right?
I'm not saying he shouldn't act. I'm saying he shouldn't act unilaterally.
Like,
Mhm.
you're acting, you can't act unilaterally, and that's kind of like what Lois is saying, is you're acting
Mhm.
this way, saying, hey, yeah, like you said, I'm Superman, I can go in and do whatever as long as it's for helping people.
Right.
He doesn't align himself with any country, he aligns himself with the whole world. So,
Yeah.
um,
Or what his moral stance is, right? Like, this was the whole premise of Batman v Superman. Like, who died and made him God, right?
well, and the interesting thing is that because he got arrested, right? So we saw the engineer there, or yeah, we saw the engineer there. We saw Ultraman, and that's arresting him, right? Putting his face pretty hard into there. So you've obviously got this super team that
Mhm.
is there to check somebody like Superman, right, and keep him in check. Because if you remember, like, when there is the Cadmus Labs, and they have all of these superpowered beings to do just that, right? To, in case the Justice League goes bad, like in the animated series, uh, it's because Superman starts taking this stance, more of a, not like he's going to dominate, but like, hey, we are doing what is right and what is morally good, but who's to say what that is? And
Right.
there's where that,
Yeah.
I feel like that's where we're at. We're jumping into kind of that kind of a realm. Is
Mhm.
that's what he's going to battle. That's probably going to be his biggest villain in the movie, or battle in the movie.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned that I don't know if it's going to be Justice Society or Justice League Unlimited in this film. you saw them for a frame or two, but that's something interesting too. We didn't see really those Hawkman, or sorry, Hawk Girl, Guy Gardner. You saw a little bit of more of Mister Terrific, but this trailer, you got way more of the villains in here, right? Way more of the villains, um, particularly Lex and the engineer. So some pretty cool stuff there. I dig them. Going up to the fortress and messing around and him kind of this is what you do up here, right? Um, type of thing. I just wonder what's going to come out of that, if he's going to destroy it, um, going to take some of the tech, and who knows. Some pretty cool stuff there. It's just, again, my overall feeling of the trailer, and maybe this is because we've kind of ad nauseum broke down the trailers that we have seen, and half of this was literally the same stuff we've seen previously. Some of it was at different angles. Some of it, for instance, in the when he's fighting in the Ultraman in the stadium, you didn't see the engineer in there before, and now you do. Um, it just they added like a different angle on a couple of those shots. So again, I still it's okay. It didn't wow me, and that's fine as long as the movie's great. I don't give a shit what trailer looks like, because as soon as the movie comes out, I can give two fucks about trailer. Trailer don't matter anymore.
And I want to believe that again, because I'm just going to remain hopeful, because I didn't see anything that I know there's going to be people that will pick it apart, and we are going to do a breakdown of what we noticed, because again, uh, mine was so fucking choppy while I'm watching it that. And again, that was my first watch through, so I'm going to watch it again, and I'll probably end up breaking it down frame by frame, and we will do a complete breakdown of the full trailer, including the scenes where you see the Justice Gang, who is technically, that's Guy Gardner, Mister Terrific. That's why they're wearing the leather suit, right, or the leather jackets. They're the Justice Gang. We will break that down more too. But I'm still excited to see it. Like, there's nothing. I will say this: maybe there are, like, I don't need to say parts that didn't wow you. There wasn't anything that caused me concern. Let's put it that way, right? I thought it was good, and it was cool to see some different angles and a little more of the story and a little more, some of the villains and stuff. But there wasn't anything that worried me.
I will say, you talking about things that didn't worry me. Um, of all the trailers that we've seen so far, there's nothing that tells me that David Corn Sweat can't play Clark or can't play Superman. From what I've seen, looks like he's going to do a great job at that. Um, what's Holt? What's his name? I always get his name wrong.
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt looks as a great Lex. Again, I have no qualms so far from what I've seen on the acting from even Lois did look like she did great too. I forget her name because her last
We'll
name's
just
hard
call
to
her
pronounce.
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel. I agree. Like the acting, I don't think is going to be a problem in this movie. I think it's going to come down to probably maybe tempo. Um, how does the movie, does it drag? Does it go too fast? And uh, the cameos, I'm sure, that pop up in there. The how if the plot makes sense. I think those are going to be the big things people take into account and say whether this movie's great or not. Again, no one watches a superhero film and's like, they need an Oscar for that. And I will say the only one so far, again, Heath Ledger, I know he got it posthumously. Probably did deserve his work on the Joker for that as well. But it's nowadays, it's like pump these things out fast. People don't get Oscars or Golden Globes or whatever for superhero movies, and that's fine. It just needs to be serviceable, and I think they'll do just fine at that.
You get awards for special effects, because obviously
Yeah.
they're going to be the heavy. That's what your awards are, right? Because no
Score.
normal
Yeah.
movie that's winning like the Oscar for best performing actor is going to probably win a VFX award. So
No.
you give and take. All right, guys. In the interest of keeping this actual reaction to the trailer short, we're going to go ahead and wrap it there. We're going to cut down on the longer intro. But if you did like our reaction, our discussion to it, consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel, and then let us know down in the comments, how did you feel about it? What parts did you like? What didn't you like? Was it worth it? All the wait, given that we only have 2 more months until the movie comes out? Let us know.
And
Mantis,
point out some Easter eggs too if you guys saw them. Because like I said, we're going to do a breakdown on this, so point us out to some of the Easter eggs or interesting things that you guys saw in the trailer.
Yeah, because if we see, like, if we go back and see that and you've called it out, we will make sure to give you a shout out that, hey, that you were the one responsible for pointing out that Easter egg, guys. That is going to wrap it for us on this special edition of You, Me, and DC, guys. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Later.